The story of the Dead Sea Scrolls began in 1947 at Qumran, 8 miles south of Jericho, overlooking the north end of the Dead Sea, with the mountains of Moab beyond in the distance. There are hillsides here with hundreds of caves in the hillsides. Two shepherd boys had a herd of sheep and goats. They lost one of their animals. They were looking for it. They saw a cave opening, threw a rock into that cave opening, and heard a shattering sound. They fled because they were afraid, came back later, and what they found inside that cave was pottery jars, and inside those pottery jars, 7 ancient manuscripts. We know now that those were priceless manuscripts of the Bible.
After that shepherd lost a goat here, he went up to that cave up the hill ahead of us and saw cylindric jars in. He went in and he thought could be gold in the jars. He opened the first one scroll, the second another scroll, and he was upset. Destroying the jars, he picked the scrolls, and about 4 weeks later, the shepherd brought to my father to Bethlehem 3 scrolls. He brought Isaiah, the book of discipline, and Habakkuk. He thought I can sell them, and I used to carry Isaiah 24 feet long scroll in my car. I show it to many people. They tell me it's witchcraft, get rid of it. And my father is the one who told the shepherd to take the scrolls to a shoemaker in Bethlehem by the name of Kendall. And the shepherd did, and Kendall left them over 6 months among the old shoes. Then a bishop went to Bethlehem and bought the scrolls for $50. And then the bishop took them over to USA, sold them for $275,000 to a Jewish man by the name of Samuel Kutzman. So you can imagine that poor shepherd brought to light the biggest discovery in the 20th century. What he got out of the whole deal was $25. And that's why since 1947, when he see me in Bethlehem, he turned his back to me. You think I'm crazy when I told him they are witchcraft, those scrolls were.
After the 7 manuscripts were discovered in that first cave in 1947, the Bedouin shepherds and the archaeologists spent the next 10 years exploring hundreds and hundreds of caves in these mountainsides, looking for additional scrolls. And in 10 caves, they found manuscripts, or at least fragments of what had once been manuscripts. The most important of these discoveries was cave number 4 that we see here, that was found in 1952. Among the manuscripts that were found here in Cave 4, nearly 100 of them were biblical manuscripts. And among those biblical manuscript fragments, every single book of the Old Testament, except one, only Esther, is not included among the manuscripts that were found there in Cave 4. We know now that the Isaiah scroll that Elias carried around in his car is 2,000 years old. It is the oldest manuscript of a complete book of the Bible that's ever been discovered, and it's priceless. Qumran was excavated in the 1950s. Archaeologists found the scriptorium or library where the Essenes copied these manuscripts. They were living here when Jesus came to Jericho, only 8 miles away. But was Jesus aware of this Qumran community? We don't know.